you read helps you grow. Every sentence you speak makes you stronger. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. English reading and speaking practice can change your life. It can open new opportunities, help you meet new people, and give you confidence. But improvement does not happen in one day. It happens step by step. So, start today. Read one small paragraph. Speak one small sentence. Listen to one short video. Practice a little every day. Your future self will thank you for it. Chapter 2. Building Confidence Through Daily Practice. Many English learners have one big problem. They are afraid to speak. They worry about grammar mistakes. They worry about pronunciation. Sometimes they even know the correct words, but fear stops them from speaking. I understand this feeling very well because I experienced it too. When I first tried to speak English with other people, my hands became cold. My heart beat very fast. I felt nervous every time I opened my mouth. I thought people would judge me. Because of this fear, I often stayed quiet even when I wanted to speak. One day, I met an old man in a small bookstore. He heard me trying to speak English with the shopkeeper. My English was broken, and I made many mistakes. After the conversation, the old man smiled and said something I will never forget. He said, "A person who practices every day will always improve." Those words stayed in my mind. I realized that confidence does not appear suddenly. Confidence grows through practice. The more you practice, the stronger you become. After that day, I created a daily English routine. Every morning, I woke up early and spent 20 minutes reading simple English stories. I chose stories with easy vocabulary and short sentences. I did not rush. I read slowly and carefully. At first, reading was difficult. Sometimes I did not understand the meaning of a sentence. Sometimes I forgot words quickly, but I continued reading every day. Slowly, I started noticing improvement. Words became more familiar. Sentences became easier to understand. One morning, I read a story about a farmer and his family. The story was very simple, but it taught me many useful words like village, field, vegetables, and market. After reading the story several times, I started using those words while speaking. Reading helped me collect new vocabulary, but speaking practice helped me use it. So after reading, I spent time speaking aloud. I described things around me in English. I talked about my breakfast, my plans, and even the weather. Sometimes I stood in front of the mirror and practiced conversations. I pretended I was talking to a friend. I asked questions. At first, this felt strange, but it helped me become more comfortable speaking English. One important lesson I learned was this: you do not need a perfect environment to practice English. Many people wait for the perfect teacher or perfect partner. But the truth is simple. You can start practicing right now with what you already have. I also started listening to English every day. Listening practice is very important because it trains your ears. When you listen often, you begin to understand pronunciation, rhythm, and sentence structure. naturally. Every evening, I listened to short English podcasts for beginners. At first, I understood very little. But I did not stop. I listened again and again. Slowly, my understanding improved. One podcast talked about daily routines. The speaker used simple sentences like, I wake up at 7 and I drink coffee in the morning. Dinger. These simple sentences became part of my memory. Soon, I started using similar sentences in my own speaking. Another thing that helped me was repetition. Repetition is powerful. When you repeat words and sentences many times, your brain remembers them better. I repeated useful phrases every day. For example, I practiced sentences like, How are you today? Can you help me? And I would like some tea. Repeating these phrases made them feel natural. Later, when I needed them in real conversations, the words came easily. One evening, I decided to order food in English at a small restaurant. I was nervous, but I tried. My pronunciation was not perfect, but the waiter understood me. That small success made me very happy. It showed me that communication is more important than perfection. This experience taught me another lesson. Real-life practice is very valuable. Reading and listening are important, but speaking in real situations builds confidence faster. Even small conversations can help you improve. I also started keeping a daily journal in English. Every night, I wrote a few sentences about my day. Sometimes my sentences were simple. Sometimes I made mistakes. But writing every day improved my thinking and vocabulary. One day, I looked back at my old journal pages. I noticed something amazing. My sentences had become longer and clearer. My vocabulary had improved. That moment gave me motivation to continue. Another thing that helped me was learning phrases instead of only single words. Learning full phrases makes speaking easier because you remember natural sentence patterns. For example, instead of learning only the word hungry, I learned the phrase, I am very hungry right now. Instead of learning only tired, I learned I feel tired after work. These phrases became useful in conversations. I also learned the importance of patience. Many learners want fast results. They want to speak fluently in 1 month. But language learning takes time. Progress happens slowly, step by step. There were days when I felt stuck. Sometimes I thought my English was not improving. But then I remembered something important. Even when progress feels slow, your brain is still learning. Imagine planting a tree. You water it every day, but you do not see growth immediately. Still, the roots are growing under the ground. Learning English is the same. Daily practice creates strong roots. Another useful habit is reading aloud with emotion. Do not read like a robot. Try to sound natural. Use feeling in your voice. This improves pronunciation and speaking confidence. I practiced this while reading short stories. Sometimes I acted like the characters. If the character was happy, I sounded happy. If the character was sad, I sounded sad. This made reading more fun and improved my speaking skills. I also learned that making mistakes is normal. Every learner makes mistakes. Even advanced speakers sometimes make errors. Mistakes are not proof of failure. They are proof that you are trying. One day, I accidentally used the wrong word during a conversation. I felt embarrassed, but the other person kindly corrected me. Instead of feeling bad, I learned from the mistake. After that, I never forgot the correct word again. Confidence grows little by little. Every conversation, every sentence, and every practice session builds your ability. You may not notice improvement every day, but over time the difference becomes huge. Another important thing is enjoying the process. If learning feels boring, it becomes difficult to